Hello, everyone.
Good? Yeah, okay, good. Kyle, good to see you back. Last time you fought in Vancouver, things went very well for you. Just tell me how excited you were to be back here and fight again in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vancouver was great to me. I mean, the crowd was awesome last time, and I had a great performance. Anytime fighting in Canada, I mean, it's always amazing. The Canadian fans are, I think, some of the best in the world and the most excited. And so when we got a great card in Vancouver last time, and obviously all the Canadians did so well, and now we've got, again, another stacked card, a bunch of great Canadians with a bunch of momentum behind a lot of us. So I think this is going to be even better than last time.
We haven't seen you in over a year. Was this by design, or was this the right amount of time off for you?
I think this was the right amount of time. I had planned to move up to 155, and I moved up to 155 once or twice before. I mean, it took some short notice stuff, but this time I feel like I took the time. I built the right amount of muscle. We've got a nice program in place, so I feel like this is my real introduction at 155, and I think it took basically a year to do that. I mean, if I'd got offered a fight on Montreal, I would have jumped on it. But yeah, I think it was kind of the perfect timing for this.
And how much of the focus this camp is not on the weight cut? I know you still probably cut weight because, like you mentioned, you put some muscle on, but I know that was really a focus for you, that everything had to be dialed in to make 45 because you're a pretty big guy for the weight class.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it kind of became the point where I was too big for the weight class. The last couple fights, even though I was making it, I think it was just such a detriment to my performance and my output. Even though I was still winning fights and stuff like that, I feel like I still wasn't performing as well as I was in the gym. And I've always been one of those guys that, there's guys that do great in the gym and don't perform well, and there's guys that don't do great in the gym but perform really well. I find I perform better in competition than I do in the gym, whereas at 145 I felt like it was almost backwards. So I'm excited to see with how well I've been performing in the gym to go out and do better than that. I think it's going to be an amazing fight.
How familiar were you with Matt Frevola ahead of this fight? Was he a guy that you sort of were familiar with, or someone you had to go look up?
No, I definitely knew of him. I'd seen his fights and stuff like that before. I'd never really thought about fighting him because, again, it wasn't until like about a year ago where I started seriously planning to do 155. So I was, I've seen him before. I know what his style's like. Again, I think it's a perfect matchup for me and the fans. I think that the fans are going to be the real winners here. But yeah, definitely excited to get in there with a 155er and show what kind of power I have at this weight class.
And we heard from Mike Malott that I know got a bit of training over there at Niagara Top Team. Take me through sort of camp, who you got to work with and sort of how you structured things ahead of this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, all my training camps, always, my home gym's House of Champions, so I'm there year-round. But I try and get the Niagara Top Team, pretty consistently, even outside of camp when I can. And then, obviously, there I get, the opportunity to work with, Mike Malott. Jasmine's always there. Sometimes we'll play around a little bit with sparring. But that's kind of become the meeting ground now. I mean, we've got Kyle Prepelec was coming out a lot this camp. Jamie Lynn Horth was down working with Jasmine. Series there. We've got. It seems like it's the place to be for Canadian MMA, at least in Ontario. But yeah, like I said, Jamie Lynn Horth from BC comes out, so it's kind of the spot to be for pro fighters in Ontario right now. So we're all meeting and getting, I think, the best training possible in Canada.
And Matt's a bit of a name. Like, what would a win do for your career here? You had the nice win streak prior to the last fight. I know it's a new division, but Matt is someone that people are familiar with, comes from a great camp. What are the implications of a victory here for you?
Yeah, I know Matt was ranked not too long ago, and I think this is just a great kind of coming out party for 155. I think I kind of established myself well at 145. I think I could have done a little bit better, but I think a lot of that, again, was the weight cuts and stuff like that. I think now with my skill and my power and stuff like that and not having to worry about all the weight cut and I'm able to focus on getting better during the training camp and really peaking. I think, again, I'm going to do a lot better, and I think Matt is a perfect guy to kind of showcase some of my skills and try and get a good head start here at 155.
And switching gears a bit, something I really think is awesome that you do is you use your platform a lot to talk about rights for fathers, visitation rights. How many dads have hit you up and maybe asked for advice? Because I know you're someone that has been vocal about the rights for fathers that just aren't maybe in favor of the fathers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, obviously it's a little bit personal for me, so it was something that I didn't bring to the forefront for a long time. And then finally I got to the point where I was kind of fed up. And even before I made it public, a lot of people would kind of bring it up just in like small circles. So then, yes, I started talking about it, after fights and stuff like that. Just saying, I think 50-50 custody should be the standard and kids deserve their fathers. And I don't think that's like the most outrageous thing to say, but it's really blown up online on both sides. People have come after me saying, fathers shouldn't have 50-50 custody and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, the amount of people that reach out to me, fathers from, not only fathers, grandparents, stepmoms, everybody that's been through the family court system, it's pretty rough. And it's not just Canada, it's all over the world. I've had people reach out from the UK, Australia, all across the States. And I'm surprised at how big of an impact such few words have made, but I'm glad I was able to touch as many people as I have, and hopefully I can keep being an advocate. Again, not necessarily just for fathers, but it's really the kids that are being hurt the most here. So if I can help them in any way, that's what I love to use my platform for.
Well said. And last one for me, big viewing party at Moose Delaney's on Saturday for the fight?
Yep, absolutely. My dad's already got his table picked out, so it's going to be a big party there.
Kyle, right here. Just to build on the family topic a little, I know you've been maybe gone a little more than might have been had you got that fight in Montreal, but on the flip side, is it beneficial to get more time with them? I think Knox was born not too far before your last fight, if I'm not mistaken, so just getting that extra family time, how nice has that been? Yeah,
it's amazing. Like if it was up to me, I'd spend, every second with them. So, I get to see Knox out there with my fiance Claudia, and Knox has been by my side, every step of this way. The last two fights, he's got to tag along, which is awesome because it's something my other sons haven't got to do, and I know that's something they would love to do. But yeah, this last year has been full of so much family time. That I know, like even if I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's good to hear. And, just even coming off a loss, people are talking about this fight. They're looking at it as a fight of the night or a bonus-winning fight, especially with your own history and then Matt's as well. So how nice is it to hear that? Is it a bit of a feather in your cap, so to speak?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't sure how some fans and some people, what they thought after the last fight against Garcia. I got a lot of people reached out, obviously, with some of the shots to the back of the head and the legal elbows and stuff. So they didn't really chalk it up to much. And then, so it seems like I didn't necessarily lose a bunch of momentum, at least from, again, I probably get one side of the coin from my fans reaching out. But yeah, I don't feel like that set me back too much. I feel like that's one of those fights, if we did 9 times out of 10, I think I would have got the better of them, but we're moving forward, going up to 155.
And last one for me. Obviously, you mentioned putting on some muscle and doing this transition the right way. So is this a permanent move at this point, or is there a future where you could see yourself ever dropping back down?
Unless the UFC comes at me with like 7 figures, I don't see me going back down to 145. It's probably a little overdue, coming up to 155. And yeah, like I said, I think I was already carrying too much muscle. I had to cut not only fat but muscle to get to 145 before. Now I think it's at the point where it'd be almost impossible. So there need to be a really big incentive, and I'd need probably a year or something like that to go back. So yeah, I think 155 is permanent.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.